I think the book speaks for itself. It's 366 days of rock and roll. Every day has a meaning, you know. Someone was born, someone has died, and there's the loads of great albums and great singles that have been released. And you know, on the golden age of rock and roll, these the rock kings and queens, they had too much time, too much money, and quite too many drugs on their hands. So there's so much hilarious and really strange stories inside the book.
It must have taken you ages to collate all of this. Tell us about the research process.
Yes, it was months. I have believed in this since 2008. It's something that hasn't been. I've seen books kind of like this, but they are from the 90s. They miss 20, 25, perhaps 30 years of the rock and roll history. I'm a music geek. I love the little stories behind the bigger stories. And I think the start point of rock and roll is somewhere in 1955, so 70 years ago, give or take.
And there are entries here that go back to the late 50s, even the late 40s I'm looking at. So you take a certain day of the year and then you research all the important things according to
Yes,
you in rock and roll that happened in music on that particular day. Is that how it worked?
yes. Yeah, I had a page for every year, and I started looking through the data that I found, and I took everything that I counted as rock and roll history. Some of the parts are earlier than the 1955s. Before there are some things that Elvis was performing somewhere. He was 7 years old or something like that. When rock and roll blew the doors off, it was 1955. So that's why it says on the cover that 70 years of rock and roll.
So I've done a lot of work in radio, Andrew, and to have a resource like this as a disc jockey at a radio station is absolutely wonderful because disc jockeys always need to have information to talk about the music that they're playing. Is that how you had as an intended audience?
Yes and no. I think that the professionals know what they're doing already, but mostly I think this is for the casual reader, someone who perhaps is not interested in reading a book from cover to cover, but they want to sit down, listen to the music, know the history without reading 500 pages from one person or one band. The smaller, bite-sized form of literary. I think if I didn't miscalculate, there are 2,751 of these anecdotes in the book. So there's much to read, but you don't have to sit down for hours if you don't want to.
Yeah. Well, and to pick up stories like this makes great dinner party conversation or just any social interaction. You say, do you know what happened on March the 6th, 1966? Listen to this. There are some great stories in the book, Andrew Craneman, and you've done a wonderful job putting them all together. I'm going to let everybody know that this book is out there, but you better tell them where they can get it from.
Now you can get it from Amazon, but hopefully it will find its way to your nearest bookshop also.
It's called the Rock and Roll Almanac, and I'm having a ball reading all stuff. It's for anybody who loves their music, isn't it?
Definitely. And you can be surprised how much you can find new music in the old music.
Andrew, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Terrific to meet you, and congrats again.